Hello everyone, this is Suresh from Azure ADB. Today our topic is how to use get underscore JSON underscore object function. So I recommend to watch, there are three videos like parse underscore JSON, JSON underscore tuple, from underscore JSON. So before watching this video, I recommend to watch these three videos from my playlist. So because in this video, we are going to discuss about get underscore JSON underscore object and what is the difference between these four functions. Okay, so first we'll see what is this function. So mainly this is used to extract a specific JSON object or value from JSON string. So that means if you have JSON string as the input, and if you want to extract either object or value, so you can use this particular function. So this works directly on JSON strings and no need to parse into struct first. If you see in case of from underscore JSON, what it does is it will convert JSON string into struct type. So after converting to struct type, we need to extract the fields. But by using this function, so no need to convert into struct type. So directly you can access elements from the JSON string. So this is useful when you need only a few fields from raw JSON without defining schema. But in case of from underscore JSON, you need to define the schema. So in case of this particular function, so no need to define the schema. So you can directly extract from JSON underscore JSON strings. So next we'll see what is the syntax for this. So get underscore JSON underscore object, and we need to pass the column. So that particular column should have data type of JSON string format. And we need to mention the path. So here what is the dollar symbol is dollar dot path. So dollar means root and dot. If you are giving dot, then that is for nested JSON. And if you are giving index, then that is for arrays. So this difference we'll see in further examples. So detailed information about this. So before proceeding, so here I have one example. So this is my JSON string column. And if you see, this is the JSON string input. See here at the starting and ending. So if you see here, this one. So this one we can consider as one JSON string. Since we have inside one more JSON, we can call this as nested JSON. So up to here, nested JSON, and since at the starting and ending, it is given single quote. See here, single quote is given. That's why it is JSON string. And inside that, it is given array also. So we have two types in this JSON string. So one is we have JSON string and we have array also. So now how to extract fields? Suppose I want to extract the field called name. So this field value I want to extract. What is the value for this field? That is Albert. So this one I want to extract. So then how can I extract? So dollar dot name. See here in syntax. So dollar dot path. Path means column name. So dollar dot, and this particular object I want to extract the value. So if I give dollar dot name, it will extract Albert. And a similar way, if you see here, this is nested JSON. So since it is nested JSON, what we have to do is field dot subfield. So that means if you see here, dollar is the root, and the next nested is details. That is this one. And so dollar means it will go to root, and the detail means it will come here, then dot city. So then this value it will extract. What is that value? That is Delhi. It will extract Delhi. Suppose if you want to extract array, see here, we given index we need to provide for accessing the arrays. So that means array of 0. So that means arrays normally indexing starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2. So array of 0 means that is first value, first element. What is first element here? Ready. Okay, so next if you see in detail further, so dot field. So here, whatever it is given dot dollar, sorry, dollar dot field. So that means top level. Top level means root. Next, dollar dot field dot subfield. That is nested field. Next, dollar dot array of 0. So that is first element in array. So same thing I explained here. Next, if you provide this syntax, get underscore JSON object, column, and this path, what you will get written is, it returns the value as string. So our output will be data type of string. So if you want any further data type, you need to cast it. Suppose if you need integer, double, etc. Suppose if we have columns like age, ID, experience. So initially, after applying this function, you will get by default string data type. But actually, serial number, age, and experience as integers. So those cases, you need to cast it as integer, then only it will convert to your integer data type. So next, this function returns column object containing the extracted JSON string of the specified object or value. If the JSON string is invalid or the JSON path does not match, it returns null. So now, first I'm importing all the required functions here. So mainly this one, get underscore JSON underscore object and JSON underscore tuple. So first what I'm doing, I'm getting help on top of this function. So help of get JSON object. So what I will get here is, so it will give you all the information about this particular function. See here, it given extracts JSON object from a JSON string based on JSON path specified and returns JSON string. So all versions it is given. So in this syntax, it is giving what is parameter and what is it returns. So all the details it is given, and they given some examples also here. Okay, so two examples they given, two. So, okay, almost three examples they provided here. So you can go through these and you can try these examples. So first we'll jump on to first on simple JSON. So for this, I creating one simple JSON data frame. So this is JSON string. So starting and ending, it start with parentheses. And if you see starting and ending here with single quote. So that means this is JSON string, but it is flat. Okay, simple JSON. So by using create data frame, I'm creating the data frame here. Okay, so here I'm not shown data frame. So I'll try to run the data frame here. See, this is my actual data frame, JSON string. So that I defined here, these values. So on top of that, what I'm doing is by using select and I'm using this function get underscore JSON underscore object and on this particular column. So, and I'm trying to extract the values one by one. So first I given dollar dot name. So dollar means root and a dot name. So I want to extract value of this one. So what is the value of this one? That is Anand. So you see here Anand. So similar way, so here what is this? Bibin. And here Chandan. Here Dora. Here Ishwar and here Sanjay. And similar way, I want to extract one more column on same column by using $.age. So dollar means root and age is this one. So here age related all these values it will populate here. And similar way $.city. So dollar means root and city. So these values it will extract here. All these values it will extract here. So next we'll go on to nested JSON type. So up to here, this is flat. ID and name is the flat and the details. So this is the nested one. And since it is single quoted starting and ending, it is nested in JSON string. So I'm creating this data frame, JSON underscore data. See here, this is my data frame. And on top of this, what I'm doing is, so we already know, so dollar means it represents the root of the JSON. So here what I'm doing, I'm trying to extract all the details here. So in this, if you see first two are flat, ID and name is the flat JSON. So that means we can directly access from root. So how you can access is $.id, $.name. See here, get underscore JSON underscore object, and this is the column name, $.id, $.name. And a similar way, if you want to extract this nested one, what you have to do is dollar. Dollar means for that is root of the JSON. So dollar dot details. Then I have to extract these two columns. So dollar dot details dot age, dollar dot details dot city. So that I return here. So dollar dot details dot age, dollar dot details dot city. So total 4 columns I am extracting here. So here these 4 columns I am extracting from this particular JSON. And if you see here, in this particular details, I have only age, city I don't have here. So that's why I'm getting here null. Here I'm getting null. So next one is array in JSON. See, starting and ending with parenthesis, and that will call as JSON. And before that, single quote is there. That's why that is JSON string. And inside JSON string, we have array. So in earlier example, we have nested JSON. So that means JSON inside one more JSON. But here we have array. So now how to create this and how to extract the values. And if you see here, first I'm creating the data frame and this is my, okay, so here also not extracted this one. I'll try to run this one. So what it does is, so this is our initial data frame. So that is like JSON inside array. So now how to extract? So we'll see how to extract these fields. So first one we can directly access because that is a flat JSON. If you see here, get JSON object and on this particular column, so $.id. So since it is flat JSON, so we can directly access $.id. And later we have array. So now what we have to do, first dollar dot hobbies. So dollar means we will enter into root of the JSON. Next dot hobbies. That means we are coming to this array. But in case of array, how we can access the elements by using index. So here first I'm giving 0. So this is 0 index, first index, second index. So index of 0 means, so all this first element. So in this particular array, first elements it will extract. Okay, so similar way, so dollar dot hobbies of 1. So that means this all second elements it will extract here. So similar way, hobbies of 2. So that means this one. So here what will happen? See here music is there, but here we don't have third element that we are getting null. And here also we don't have third element, we are getting null. And here also there is no third element, we are getting null here. And you can see here data types also. So initially it was string. After extracting, ID is string. And see here, hobby 1, 2, 3. So hobby 1, 2, 3, all are getting string. So as initially we discussed, so this particular function, it will give you all the elements as string data type. Okay, so even though this ID actually it is integer, but because of this function, it will give you output as string. Okay, so even earlier also, even here also, if you see this ID, we are getting as a string type. Okay, so next we'll jump on to array of JSON string. So here, why this is array of JSON string? So first, this is their square bracket. First and end, we have square bracket. So square bracket means that is array. Next, array of JSON. So inside array, we have parentheses at starting and ending. So that means this is array of JSON. And at the starting and ending, we have triple quote. So that means string. That means array of JSON string. So by using create data frame, I'm creating the data frame here. So one is ID JSON underscore call. So if you expand this, so this whole thing has one JSON string, array of JSON string. Now how to extract these elements? And if you want to see the data type, you can check here. So ID is long. So that means see ID. So ID I given diff 1. So this one that is long data type. And if you see this one JSON underscore call. Okay, so JSON underscore call, that is this one. This is string type. Okay, so next we'll see how to extract these elements. So here what I'm doing from this data frame, I'm using with column. So this is my first column name. Here I'm using get JSON object function, and on this particular column I'm applying on this column. And here I am giving dollar of 0. So that means in this first index. So since we have this array of JSON, so it will have index values. This is index 0, this is index 1, and this is index 2, and this is index 3, and this is index 4. So now what will happen? So dollar of 0. So dollar of 0 means in this first one. So this is first index, and dollar of 0 dot attrition underscore integer. So that means in this is the element we are extracting. So what is the value for this? That is 1. So that we are getting here. And a similar way, what I'm doing here on top of this JSON underscore call, dollar of 0. So that means this whole index. This whole thing is the zero index, and from this I am extracting attribute dot date, attribute underscore date. So that is this element. So what I will get? I will get this date value. So that I'm getting here. And similar way, JSON underscore 0. Okay, so I given both are same. So what I'll do here is, so here I will give this one to extract this second element. So if I run this one, yeah. So now, so first one we discussed, this we already discussed. That means first and this last one. So here what I changed is attribute underscore double. So that means a dollar of zero means this one. So first index, from this first index, I want to extract this attribute underscore double. So that is this one. So what is the value here? 10.101. That is this one. Okay, so here I extracted only from index 0. Suppose if you try to extract values from other index, suppose I will try to extract from some different index. So total we have 4 indexes. So I will try to extract from third index. So here, suppose index 3. Okay, and attribute double 3, attribute date 3. So from this JSON and from index 3, and here also index 3, and here also index 3. So if I try to run this, it will add 3 more columns here. See here, so I'll try to expand this. So here, this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So from here, first it will extract this one, that is, this value is 4. So if you see here, see, this is 4. Next, similar way, from this index, attribute underscore double, that is 40.401. So that is this one. And similar way, attribute underscore date. So that is this one. Okay, so that one we are extracting at the ending. So similar way, you can alter this index and you will get accordingly values. So next we'll see the differences between all 4 functions. So what is that? Get underscore JSON underscore object. If you see here, get underscore JSON underscore object, parse underscore JSON, from underscore JSON, JSON underscore tuple. So what is the difference? So first, if I see difference between these two, okay, so parse underscore JSON. So what parse underscore JSON does is it parses JSON into either struct or variant type. So uh, parse underscore JSON, it will parse into variant type. So it will parse into variant type. But get underscore JSON object extract a string value by JSON path. So we already saw how we can extract string value directly from JSON string. And what it returns is, it returns struct type. So once we extract struct type, so we can, once later we can extract all columns here. So here, what we'll get is written, means string data type. After using this function, as we saw earlier, so all columns data types will be default string. Suppose if you want different data types, you use cast function so that you can convert into either integer or double. Next is schema. So parse underscore JSON, you have to invert the schema. But in case of get JSON object, no need to apply the schema. And so when we need to use parse underscore JSON and this one. So this is mainly for multiple or nested fields. So this is for extracting one or two fields for fast access. And what is the main best use case is when you need structured access to many fields. So you have uh, structured element, and in that we have multiple fields. And if you want to access those fields, you can use this one, parse underscore JSON. Suppose if you want to extract only few fields and that quickly, then you can use this one. And now we'll see difference between these three. So get JSON object, parse JSON, from underscore JSON. So what input we need to provide? For get JSON object and parse JSON, so we had to provide JSON string. So no need to provide the schema. But in case of from underscore JSON, so JSON string, additionally you need to provide schema also. So what output we'll get is, if you use get JSON object, string you will get. If you use parse underscore JSON, you will get variant type. So from underscore JSON, you will get struct type. Okay, so mainly this one is no need to define the schema. So schema not required, and in this function from underscore JSON, you must apply the schema. So if you watch my previous two videos, it will be easy to understand. So now we'll see all four together. So as we saw, so our input is string. So all is a string. So only JSON is string, JSON string plus schema we need to provide. In what output we'll get is, here we'll get a string, here we'll get variant type. So here we'll get struct type, and here we'll get string. And whether we need to apply this, define the schema or not. So we need to define schema only for from underscore JSON. So for remaining three, no need to define the schema. And whether these functions supports nested or not. So only one function it won't support, JSON underscore tuple. So if you have nested JSON, it won't support. So it will support only for flat JSON. Okay, so next, these things we already discussed, what is the use case. So next we'll see one by one a difference between all four functions. So I'm giving just high level. So here I'm creating one flat JSON. So if you see here, this is my JSON here. And if you see this one, this is string type. And on top of this, first I'm applying this function, get JSON object. So this we already saw how to extract the values. So from JSON underscore string, so we are directly accessing the elements by using this one without converting to either struct type or variant type. So this we already discussed how to access $.name, $.age, $.city, and in our initial example, I missed to explain about cast function, because here if you see, if you apply this particular function get underscore JSON object, you always get the string data type, even though your input have some columns, integer columns like ID, age, experience, it will give you string type only. So suppose if you want to cast that one to integer type, so like this we can do this. So here if you see age, so normally age should be in integer type, but here we are getting as string type. After applying this, we'll get string type. Here if you see here, we are getting as string type. So this I want to convert into integer type. How I can do? Here I'm using expression and I'm using cast. So first what it will do, this up to here, this is same get JSON object and column name $.age. So after extracting value, it will be string type. So since I'm using cast as integer, then it will convert to this integer type. So next this city. So city it extracting string type. Okay, so next we'll see what is parse underscore JSON. So here I'm using parse underscore JSON on top of this column. And see here, we no need to define the schema here. So, and how we can extract it here is, see here, always method is different. See, earlier syntax is different. We need to use $.column name. But here, see here, column name, we have to use expression here, column name dot uh, inside that object name, and you have to give double colon and you have to define the data type. Okay, so and here since we need to get it as integer, so here I'm defining integer. So here what will happen? So by default it will get a string, so you need to convert it later. But here while extracting itself you define the data type. So directly you will get it in age. So keep numeric type. So that means here we are defining the data type, integer type. So next from underscore JSON. So here main difference is we need to we must define the schema. So if you're not defining schema, so it will throw error. So first I'm defining the schema for all three columns and see name as a string type, age as integer type, city as string type. So from underscore JSON and on top of this column and with this schema, defined schema. So later what I'm doing, I'm extracting this particular column. So whatever I created now by using from underscore JSON, that column I'm defining here, I'm giving dot star. So star means it will extract all the columns. Suppose if I want to get this one also, suppose if I want to show this one also, what I will do here is I will define this also. So that comparison will be easy. So struct type not defined. So at the starting, I defined all the functions. So SQL types, somewhere I defined. So or otherwise we can write from types, SQL dot types. Okay, so here, so I think I'm not run this one, that's why I'm doing. So I'll try to run this one. So here from SQL.types, I defined here struct type. So now it will run this one. So parse we saw already. So now we are talking about from JSON. Okay, so first I am giving the output that is JSON underscore data. So that means after uh, converting this one from underscore JSON, what it does is it will convert JSON string into struct type. If you see here data type, see initially it was a string. So then this is struct type. So, and inside struct type, we have string, integer, string. Okay, so that is the difference. So similar way, we can extract this one also, JSON underscore string. So that comparison will be easy. Hmm. See, this is our initial input. See, this is a string type. See here, JSON string. So after applying from underscore JSON, so it converted to struct type. See here this one struct type, and you can able to expand this one. See here you are getting as object, and inside that we have 3 columns. Okay, so now from this struct type we can extract the values. So here what I did is instead of writing JSON underscore data dot name, JSON underscore data dot age, JSON underscore data dot city. So what I simply written is JSON underscore data dot star. So that means it will pull all the columns here. See here, since I given star here, so it extracting all 3 columns here. So whatever this inside is there, see here name, age, city, so it extracting here. So this is about from underscore JSON. So next we'll see JSON underscore tuple. So here what I'm doing here, I'm creating nested JSON. Okay, so nested JSON string. Why? Because here we have nested. So if I try to create this one, see it is already created. So this is our JSON string, nested JSON string. On top of this, what I'm doing is I'm trying to extract the values by using JSON underscore tuple. So here, what is the main difference? JSON underscore tuple, we can extract only from flat level, flat JSON, and we cannot extract from nested JSON. So this function won't support for this nested JSON columns. So if I mention what will happen, we'll see. So first I will try to extract name, age, price. So these 3 are flat JSON. So what is the syntax is JSON underscore tuple. Inside that we need to mention the column name, and I'm mentioning these 3 columns here. So this is flat JSON. And for nested JSON, see here address.city, address.zip. So here in address, we have 2 uh, keys are there. One is a city, one is a zip. So that's why I given address.city, address.zip. And as per JSON underscore tuple syntax, we need to provide alias, and we need to give all alias name in single chat. So suppose if you are defining some 5 fields here, so in alias also, we should define 5 fields here. So if I try to run this one, you see here, whatever flat JSON is there, we are getting values. And whatever you have nested JSON, we are getting nulls. So that means this function won't work on nested JSON. So this is the about how JSON get JSON underscore object function works, and what is the difference between all 4 functions. So that's all about this video. If you really like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.